Well, hello everyone, long time no see. My name is Rebecca Salady. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Honors Project Coordinator. So thank you for watching this recording today. The goal of this webinar is to give a brief recap about the Honors Project requirements. We're going to chat a lot about Benchmark 2 submissions today, and then give you a preview of what is to come with Benchmarks 3 and 4. So hopefully if you're watching this recording, you are in your second year of undergrad here at Ohio State. So you would have had your orientation date, probably summer of 2022. You would have had survey fall of 2022. So the next thing you will do, if you've turned in benchmark 1 already, great. If you are new to honors, welcome. The next benchmark requirement will be due May 3rd of 2024. This upcoming May. It's on a Friday, so you'll do your benchmark 2 submission. It is a Qualtrics survey, should take you 5 to 10 minutes. The link to that survey and more resources that we'll chat about today can be found in your ASC Honors newsletter, on our website on the curriculum tab, and you can email me anytime. If you are, being proactive and prepping for the semester ahead, if you are watching this recording early on, we will have Zoom drop-ins on January 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. But hey, if it is mid to late semester and we are closer to that deadline, I get it. We've all been there, no worries. We will probably have Zoom drop-ins for the honors project again at some point, so keep an eye on our newsletter. But I want to emphasize that you can always reach out to me via email and we can converse or set up an appointment. So help is available. I would encourage you to take advantage of that. So do I really need to complete an honors project? So the answer is yes, unless you are in the arts honors program or unless you are pursuing a single degree in which your secondary college is arts and sciences. So you need to do an honors project, even if you petitioned to be on that legacy GE, even if you joined honors after your first semester or after your first year, and even if you are pursuing a dual degree, then you must complete an honors project. Now I'll say if you are doing a dual degree and both of those degrees are within the College of Arts and Sciences and you have honors on one or both of those degrees, you only need to complete one honors project total. And I'll give you a heads up, most of the colleges across campus are working to converge their honors requirements. So down the road, everyone will require some kind of experiential learning or project component. So I will say if you can run, but you can't hide if you are thinking that leaving ASC will get you out of the experiential learning component. So no luck there, sorry about it, but the good news is that this pertains to the brand new honors requirements that, we've been talking about for the past 2 years, and you all have been such troopers throughout this process. I can't tell you how much ASC Honors Advising appreciates your patience throughout this process. So today we are not going to give a refresher on all of the honors requirements. Hopefully we know those already. So everything grayed out here pertains to academic rigor, but it was important to our program to also include an element of experiential learning or something outside of the classroom that is project-based. So the official wording from the college is consistent experiential learning resulting in a thesis or equivalent experience. However, this causes lots of confusion. I don't want anyone thinking that they have to do a thesis for their honors project or that is the best project option for them. It is a great option, but that you do not have to do a thesis if you do not want to. Unless your major requires it, then you're out of luck there. But the honors project is filling out the experiential learning part of your undergraduate experience. So we've seen this slide 1,000,001 times. This is the official wording of the honors project. I just wanted you to see it again. We're not going to harp on it, but it is in these slides and your survey slides, as well as the 2-pager guide that we have been sending out. So let's break this down. So the honors project in all cases must span multiple semesters. So yes, summer does count as one of those semesters or terms, but no, those semesters do not need to be consecutive or back to back. So for example, maybe you are doing an internship this summer, and the following summer you will be doing a different internship or research or what have you. So even though those 2 semesters don't touch, they can still make up 2 different semesters for your honors project. Maybe you already have completed the honors project materials during your very first 2 semesters here at OSU, and that's great. But I want to be clear, needs to span multiple semesters. Summer is fair game there, but they do not need to be 2 consecutive semesters. Ideally, we are aiming for 3 or more academic credits or 150 or more logged hours of involvement per semester for at least 2 semesters. However, we realize everyone's on their own timeline. We may need to mix and match here. So at the end of the day, if you are earning 6+ credit hours and or logging 300+ hours of involvement, spread out as evenly as you can. I personally do not care how long it takes you to complete your honors project. So maybe, for example, you are in a research lab where you can work 100 hours per semester. You could either mix and match that research with something else, or you could just do 3 semesters worth of research for your entire honors project. You could take all 8 semesters if you wanted to do your honors project. That is absolutely fine. So at the end of the day, 300+ hours and or 6+ credit hours. So credit hours, academic credit is always preferred, but almost never required unless you're doing a thesis, which we can talk about. So I will say, if you ever have to choose between getting credit for an experience or being paid, if you don't need those credits for something else, please choose to be paid. Please do not pick the academic credit just for your honors project. That also being said, if you are doing an experience over the summer and you don't need those credits for something else, I really don't want you to pay per credit hour. I'd rather you just log those hours off the grid, for lack of a better term. So unless you need those hours for something else, if academic credit would stand in the way of you being paid or impacted negatively at all, just log your hours off the grid. That is totally fine. So we do need someone to confirm those hours down the road, though. So for every experience, you will need a leadership point of contact. So in this case, maybe you have a PI assigned to you in your research lab. Maybe you have a supervisor at your internship. Maybe you have a study abroad supervisor or coordinator. We need someone in the field to confirm your hours down the road and to advise you if needed. This would especially be handy in those creative arts projects. So someone who's an expert in your field. So you may get to choose your person down the road, and that's exciting, and we'll talk about that. I will also say you do need, if we are mixing and matching experiences here, you do need someone to advise on each area of your honors project. So if you are doing 2 different internships and you have 2 different bosses, they each need to confirm your hours. If you are doing study abroad and research, we need someone from each of those experiences to confirm your hours. When in doubt, let me know if you have questions about that. So benchmark requirements, again, we're not going to cover all of these today. We've done enough of that in survey class. So we'll focus primarily today on your honors project proposal coming up in May of this year. The benchmark requirement timeline is designed to follow the 4-year process of undergrad, but it definitely does not have to. We realize timelines are different for everyone. I get lots of questions like, what if I'm graduating early? What if I've already finished my honors project involvement? Early benchmarks are fair game, which we can talk about. I will also say you can begin working on your honors project at any time after you've started undergrad. You do not need to wait until submitting benchmark 2, for example. Each of these benchmarks are sent to the honors project committee for approval. All of them at least start with a brief Qualtrics survey. So we'll talk a bit more about that, but these are your benchmarks at a glance. So this is the last kind of morale-based slide pertaining to why we require you to do an honors project. So I want you to aim for something that is useful to you, something that allows you to engage with your undergraduate experience in a deeper way, something you can reflect back on with pride, or it causes you to light up during an interview down the road. So what I don't want this to be for you is a source of busy work or, destruction or just another checkbox for you to fulfill. I really want it to be something that you are hopefully doing anyway for a variety of reasons, but just engaging with that experience in a little bit deeper and broader way. So maybe you are a pre-professional student and you want to get experience with research, for example, for your application purposes. Let's turn that into your honors project. Maybe you are testing the waters and taking graduate coursework for fun as in quotes there, right? Let's turn it into your honors project. Maybe you are considering graduate school in the future and getting, an experience with research or trying out an undergraduate thesis, which would be a great preview for graduate school. If we're finding that valuable or doing that anyway, let's use that for your honors project, narrowing down career choices through internships, all that good stuff. So hopefully we get where I'm going with this. All right, so we're going to touch on examples of potential honors project categories. I do want to emphasize your honors project may not fit into any one of these boxes or any of the boxes at all, and that is a-okay, I promise. We can mix and match here. We can do something, not related to any of these boxes. So why do we ask you to specify these on your benchmark submissions? We ask these for data tracking purposes to see what's popular over the years, but also to inspire you if you are starting with project ideas from scratch and you just want to see what is popular. So these categories are meant to help you, but not hinder you. So you can use them or not, either is fine. So we'll dive into each of these separately. Briefly, I know we touched on these in survey, so I don't want to talk about them too much. The most popular honors project option that we've seen is probably the research and thesis realm. So research is usually pertaining to someone else's project idea. So usually you're not exploring your own hypothesis or topic there. So you might be working in a lab and the PI or faculty member or PhD candidate or someone from Cincinnati Children's, or maybe you do research with someone back home, you are contributing to their larger project. That's more of the research side of things. Now, academic credit, again, is preferred, but never required for research. If you are interested in earning some 49.98 honors hours or equivalent, in the notes section of these slides, and your honors advisor can help with this, I can help with this, there are notes on how to get academic credit for your research experience. So again, your honors project must span multiple semesters. So maybe you do 2 or more semesters of research, and that is your honors project right there. Maybe we're mixing a semester of research with a semester of something else, and that is a-okay. So maybe you are in a research lab and you are inspired to take on your own project, do a spin-off of your lab's work with their permission, of course. Anytime we are going more towards exploring your own hypothesis or research topic, and we want to write a formal manuscript about it, then we're entering thesis land here, right? So the thesis is the only honors project option in which academic credit is required. That is just because that rule was longstanding before the honors project came to be. So that is an arts and sciences in college requirement. That is not just our requirement. So you must earn academic credit if you are doing a thesis. A thesis is also the only honors project option that will impact what is printed on your diploma. So if you graduate from ASC Honors, whether or not you did a thesis project, your diploma will say so-and-so graduated with this degree with honors, right, in arts and sciences. Now, if you successfully complete a thesis project, your diploma will also say with honors research distinction, or it will say with honors research distinction in neuroscience, microbiology, English, what have you. So again, the thesis is the only honors project option in which academic credit is required, and the only honors project option that will impact what is printed on your diploma. I want to emphasize one more time, I know you're sick of me saying it, but you do not need to do a thesis for your honors project or to graduate from the ASC Honors program unless your major requires it. So this is one of the more popular honors project options, but I don't want anyone thinking that they have to pursue a thesis. This caused a lot of confusion last year. Now, that being said, if you ever want to chat about the thesis process or have questions about how that goes, I am also the honors thesis coordinator. I can also help with research things. So check out our website where you can always email me about those things. So we won't spend as much time on the other categories, but this is probably the most popular honors project option. Probably the second most popular option are internship experiences. So a common question I get is, do I have to work, anywhere specific? Do I have to do anything specific? I will say, as long as your internship site is valuable, relevant, interesting to you, great. There's nothing specific you need to do for an internship for it to count for your honors project. I want it to be useful for you. So again, academic credit is available. So some internships through OSU have their own internship course that you would enroll in, but most do not, especially if they are not affiliated with the university. But that being said, you are eligible to earn Arts and Sciences 3191 credit. We call it the 4 internship credit experience. That is run by myself every semester. So if you have questions about that or interested in enrolling, let me know. But again, if academic credit is not, the vibe right now, you can also track your hours off the grid with your supervisor and just confirm that down the road. So you might do a year-long multi-semester spanning internship. You might do 2 different internships, combine an internship with something else, whatever makes the most sense to you. Service learning coursework, such a hidden gem here, so underrated. This was also a source of confusion last year. Service learning coursework is not standard community service or volunteering that you would either do with a group or even by yourself. So service learning coursework, for the sake of this category, only pertains to academic courses that you enroll in with the letter S as in Sam or Salady, right? Course number that you take. So this is a course that involves, actual content that you learn and you meet with a instructor about, but there is a community service component built into the class. Sometimes it takes place outside of class time. But these are more than fair game for your honors project. So unfortunately, there is no one place that a complete list of all of the S designated courses are posted, but I'll say in these slides and in your slides from survey, there is a list of all of the S designated courses that I could find through the course catalog and different websites. So download these slides and take a look at that list there. But I would encourage you to also view the course catalog. Now, keep in mind the credit hours for these courses varies widely. So if you find 2 3-credit hour service learning courses and you take them in different semesters, boom, there's your honors project. If you combine it with something else, that's fine. Keep in mind, a lot of these are 1 to 2 credit hours. So that being said, if you take one of those, we could add something to those. You could take a higher amount of service learning courses, or we could, combine it with something else. So definitely a hidden gem here. Study abroad. Everyone wants to talk about study abroad, right? So if you long story short, if you are bringing back credit from a study abroad experience, I have to take it as is, no matter how long you are out of the country, no matter how long your trip spans. So if you go on this link here, the Explore Planner tab on the Global Ed website, every program will have an academics tab. If you pull it up, on that academics tab, it will tell you whether or not you should earn credit from your study abroad experience. If you are earning 3+ credits, great. Again, I have to take it as is, even if you are abroad for 1 day, right? If you are coming back with less than 3 credits or no credits at all, seriously, no big deal. In that case, we will just look at the span of your trip to judge if we need to add something to this, or if it would work as is for your honors project. Now, this has changed since your survey class in autumn 22. Global May trips are now fair game for your honors project if they are resulting in credit hours. So that has changed since you had your survey presentation. Feel free to ask me anytime. If you have study abroad programs in mind, I do ask you be as specific as possible, even if you're debating between a few different trips. So if reach out to me with specific trip ideas or specific programs. If you want a detailed answer, please don't say, I want to go to Scotland. What are my options for the honors project? So be as specific as you can. I would appreciate it. This is probably the last large popular category that I see. So creative arts projects. So like I said, for research, you might have a PI. For an internship, you may have a supervisor built in. For a lot of these more creative abstract based projects, you get to pick your leadership point of contact. So that is super exciting. So this may be an expert in your field. So maybe it's a, community artist or a local author or a professor in music or, what have you. You get where I'm going with this. So you get to pick your leadership point of contact. Also, for these creative projects, we need to see some kind of deliverable or some kind of tangible outcome. So whether this is an album that you produce, it's a children's novel, it is a short film, we need some kind of end product here. In addition, remember we talked about the internship credit hours being possible. You are also eligible to take those arts and sciences 3191 hours for creative projects if you wish. But again, seriously, no big deal if you instead want to track those hours on your own time and your chosen mentor or supervisor would confirm those down the road. So this category is vague on purpose because you guys are coming up with new brilliant ideas every day. For example, some that I've seen are creating an informative YouTube channel. Maybe you are studying abroad for the first half of your honors project and then coming back and writing about it. Maybe you are doing research and then presenting it in a creative way. So again, the world is your oyster here with the creative arts projects. So not an official category, but some other common trends that I've seen are the more traditional community service volunteering, maybe academic tutoring or after school programming, and then of course, pre-professional shadowing experiences. We're going to talk about the petition statement in a couple of slides here. Don't freak out, but anytime we are picking an experience that is outside of those categories that were on the rainbow slide a few slides back, if it's outside of those categories, we need to petition, or if it's any of these experiences on the first 3 points here, we need to do a petition statement. These will all go through the Honors Project Petitions Committee. I will give you a heads up. Community service and volunteering and tutoring is a little bit different, but especially for shadowing, we don't want to see things like shadowing taking up the majority of your honors project hours or experience, simply because that's usually a more passive experience, right? So you are more than welcome to combine these ideas with something else. I will say there is no set min or max number of hours you can do for any of these. Everything's going to be on a case-by-case basis. So we appreciate your patience with that process. In addition to these ideas, if you don't see an idea or a category that you liked, I would encourage you to propose a new project idea. If you find something and you're not sure if it'll make up a quote unquote full project idea, we can always add something onto that. So let me know how I can help. Combining 2 ideas. So unless you are doing an honors thesis, or unless you are doing 2 or more semesters of the exact same research lab, or 2 or more semesters of the exact same internship experience, for example, anything outside of those options, you are pursuing a combination project, which is a-okay. So if you are pursuing a combination project, the only extra thing you need to do for us is include a statement of connectivity in your benchmark submission. I will also say a common thing I've seen is if you are combining experiences, these cannot overlap or happen during the same academic semester or same summer term. So for example, if you are studying abroad and conducting research while you are over there, those cannot count as two separate halves of your honors project because they're happening at the same time. And remember, your honors project must span multiple semesters. So that being said, you are more than welcome to combine multiple ideas to make up a full project. We just need a bit of rationale around how those experiences relate to create one overarching experience. So they can either be similar in topic. So maybe you are doing research about a topic and then going abroad and studying that same topic. Great. Maybe they're serving the same purpose or goal. So maybe you are doing an internship pertaining to your major and your minor, or you are shadowing two different career paths to narrow things down. If they're serving the same goal or purpose for you, then I think those are fair game to count for your honors project. I just ask in your statement of connectivity, we include a little bit more detail than because I want to, or because X, Y, and Z will get me into my, chosen professional field, a little bit more than that. All right, so this fancy petition process, that sounds scary, but it's really not. So this will be particularly relevant with your benchmark 2 submissions. So again, if you are combining experiences in any way, or if you are doing a more abstract or creative idea, you will need to participate in the petition process. Stick with me here. So what does this petition process entail? So I will say on the benchmark 2 survey, and you can preview it at any time. You are not locked into submitting. There is a space for you to include your petition statement. You are also welcome to email it to me or email me in advance. I'm happy to look at drafts or talk you through the petition process. I will also emphasize, I am not the gatekeeper of honors projects. I do not get to decide what will and will not work always. These will all also go through the honors project petitions committee. However, I am here to serve as your advocate and liaison and provide that rationale to the petitions committee and talk them through it. So again, please rope me in and please let me know if you have questions along the way. But as a whole for this petition statement, we need to address the what. So what experiences do you want to make up your honors project? Your why, so your rationale, so why these are important to you or why experience X, Y, and Z are the way to accomplish your goals. We need to discuss your how, so as many details as possible here. So you're doing study abroad. What exact program are you doing? You're doing research. What exact research, type of lab or what lab are you involved in? You're doing a creative project. Who will be supervising you? How will you be tracking those hours? And then, of course, again, if you're combining experiences, how did these relate, either in topic or purpose? So I would encourage you to be as detailed as possible. We realize you might not have all the details nailed down now. That is okay. But we need to address the what, the why, the how, and if appropriate, the statement of connectivity. All right, not going to harp too much about these, but when it comes to overlap, again, I want this to be something that you are doing anyway. So maybe you're in a student org and you need a certain number of community service hours. Let's turn that into an honors project. Maybe you're doing a thesis for the Stamps Eminence program. Please don't write 2 theses. That's crazy, right? So we can turn that into your honors project. As a general rule of thumb, what cannot overlap is anything that's group project based. So whether that be a class or just an experience in general, those cannot overlap. Now, if you have a question about a niche experience or something besides the list here, please don't hesitate to reach out and we can talk about, what we can add to that or alternatives to that project idea. All right, so what we've been waiting for, right? So the actual benchmark 2 requirement. So this May, you will be submitting your honors project proposal. This is May of 2024. I realized it says 2025. So May 2024, you will be submitting benchmark 2. I apologize for that because we already did our project planning form last spring, right? So this spring of 24, you will submit your honors project proposal, and this has changed since survey class, guys. So in survey and recently, if you chatted with me, you have not been able to submit benchmarks early, but that has since changed. I will say if your idea is solidified, you have all the details ready to go, and you feel comfortable submitting, it is fair game to submit those benchmark surveys early. I do ask that you submit each benchmark just one time. Now I realize things change, details may come to light after, a certain amount of time. You are always welcome to email me and get reapproval, if you will, for your new idea. But I just don't want to read 900 Qualtrics submissions again. So feel free to submit when you are ready. The deadline for this will be May 3rd, 2024. So what does benchmark 2 look like? Very similar to benchmark 1. It is a Qualtrics survey that should take you, 5 to 10 minutes to complete. The link to the survey is on our website and in your ASC Honors newsletter. Please be as detailed as possible, guys. I know we might be waiting on a study abroad application, or we might still be finding a research lab. That's okay. Just give me what you can for the purpose of benchmark 2. So we need to address the what, the why, the how, and again, the combination statement, if appropriate. So same thing as benchmark 1, you will submit, or you will receive a provisional approval email from me, hopefully this summer, if not early on in the fall. After you receive that provisional approval email, or if we resolve, underlying issues, benchmarks 3 and 4 are fair game to submit. So this is benchmark 2. This is due May 3rd, 2024. No exceptions for second year students. Now, benchmarks 3 and 4, anytime after receiving benchmark 2 feedback, these are fair game to submit. So these are due either your semester that you defend your thesis, or your very last semester of undergrad if you are graduating early, or the end of year 4. So whichever of those 3 events happen first, that will be when benchmarks 3 and 4 are due. But if your project is wrapping up early and you want to get this out of the way, or you're graduating early, please submit these whenever you are ready to reflect and participate in our symposium. So benchmark 3, what is it? It is a Qualtrics survey yet again. So this is focused on the reflection component of your honors project. So this is where you'll be telling the honors project committee what you got out of your project experience. And then benchmark 4, the famous, honors project symposium, will be showing us what you got out of your experience. So for the benchmark 4 survey, that is just telling me in which semester you wish to present, and a heads up of, what kind of materials you might need for your presentation. I'll either do another video on symposium guidelines or do a tip sheet of some kind, but for most of us right now, we want to focus on benchmark 2 for this. I will say, as a heads up, for the symposium, you can participate in the honors project symposium anytime, again, after that benchmark 2 feedback is received. So it does not need to be the semester in which you graduate. For many of us, it will be, but it doesn't have to be. So the medium is up to you. I say whatever you decide is most appropriate to show us what you got out of your project. So again, this has never happened before, so you guys are really, shaping how this will go here. But common ideas will probably be an academic poster, a musical performance, a video, a short film, screening, all that good stuff. So very similar to the STEP Expo. If we are in STEP, we'll aim for 30 minutes of presentation time. We'll have different slots. So you could either do one, 30-minute long presentation, or what I would probably suggest, since you'll have people filtering in and out, would be rehearsing a 5-minute presentation or elevator pitch that you just kind of repeat, so it's easy for people to tune in and out as they're browsing the different projects. Now, if you are doing a thesis defense or STEP or some kind of other big forum presentation event, that may take the place of your honors project symposium only if your entire honors project is covered within that presentation. So if you used your STEP money for study abroad, but that only made up half of your honors project, then you will need to also do the honors project symposium. On the flip side, maybe you did a thesis and your oral defense can take the place of the symposium if you wish. You are still more than welcome, and we would love to have you present in the symposium as well. But if you don't want to present twice, I totally get it. If you have a conference presentation or some other forum in mind, please don't hesitate to let me know, or let me know during the Benchmark 4 survey. So again, more details to come on what the symposium looks like, but hopefully this gives us a good preview for now. All right, so some resources to help with honors project things along the way would be this recording and these slides, slides from survey, your Carmen site, your honors advisor. If you go to the curriculum tab of our website, that's kind of what the screenshot on the right looks like. In your ASC Honors newsletter, our honors project drop-in hours, and you guys can always email me. I promise, not a monster. We can converse via email. We can set up an appointment, whatever works for you. I am happy to support you along the way. I will also say that there are potential funding opportunities if needed. So for example, if you have an internship that they will not pay for your background check, and that background check fee would prevent you from pursuing the internship, please let us know. We'd be happy to support you with that. Maybe, you must stay in Columbus for your summer research opportunity, and you wouldn't be able to do that without a little bit of help. Let me know. We cannot fund everyone, unfortunately, but we are looking at having potential funding competitions and opportunities in the future. So nothing is set in stone yet, but if you do have a need or are anticipating a need, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll see what we can do, but more details to come. And then this is my last slide here. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this webinar recording and being proactive about your honors project choices. So again, if you're watching this early on in the semester, January 24th, we will have honors project Zoom drop-ins. We'll also have them later on in the semester, so keep an eye on your ASC Honors newsletter. But other than that, next thing up will be Benchmark 2 on May 3rd. It's a Friday. I do want to emphasize, please don't hesitate to reach out yet again if you need anything or if I can support you in any way. But other than that, I look forward to seeing what you do with your honors project. Please let me know if you need anything, and go Bucks.